All right. Episode 5. Of Most Definitely Not. Starring our producer, Brittany. I can say her name. Brittany, and Bory Bands.
Bory Bands in the house. Get on the mic.
And also, speaking of getting, can you get on the mic, by the way?
Can you get on both?
Get on the mic.
Get on both of your mics.
Yeah, both of the mics. So this motherfucker never speaks on the mic, so we actually made 2 so that it could catch both the audio. So, yeah.
And you didn't introduce yourself.
Oh, and I am Gonzo, and we are definitely not. Hello, how's everyone doing?
And we are definitely not a political podcast.
Definitely not a political podcast. Definitely not a misogynistic podcast. Definitely not a dumb podcast. Definitely a scientific, great podcast.
He's getting there. He's going too far again.
So I was going to say, first line of discussion, right? So what were you talking about? You were talking about something that was actually really interesting to me, and it's actually plaguing a lot of people in the world, and men and women alike. It's about females eating their placenta, right?
No, it was not their placenta. Drinking their menstrual cup.
What the fuck? So what? Now, for our viewers that don't drink menstrual cups, what's a menstrual cup? Like a diva cup?
Just drinking your own
Period?
menstrual period, yeah.
What the fuck?
And I guess it's health benefits or some shit. Maybe it makes your hair grow long. I don't fucking know. I mean...
Why do you do that, Brittany?
I don't do that. What the fuck?
Why the fuck do you do that? It's fucking...
Bro. I, first of all, would never.
You would never do that?
No.
Okay. I've seen you eat cottage cheese before, so I know for a fact you would fucking do that. Fucking gross. Who eats cottage cheese?
Fuck, it has to have some kind of, like, purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had to do some research, and nobody just took their menstrual period and just been one day and was like, fuck it, drink.
Where'd you read that at?
Actually, bro, it was, I didn't read it. My niece called me the other day. You know, we were probably both floating. And she was like, you know what? Okay. And she was like, you know, bitches out here drinking their damn menstrual period. And I was like, ew.
No.
What the fuck?
No, I didn't know that. Bring back secrets. Bring back shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe shit. Maybe it's helping some of these hoes. I don't know, man. Shit.
That's very true. I think that what is really bad about the internet is that now it exposes everyone for doing like the weird dumb shit.
Dumb shit. Yeah. And just dumb shit. You can do it and get famous off of that shit.
Well, that's crazy because like I knew people in high school that did the dumbest shit. And we weren't at a point in time where it went all to the world, right? Like Hawk Tua
right.
or Damn Daniel used to just be inside jokes within schools, and then now because of the internet, they exploded, right? And like
definitely, yeah.
But also ideas. Same thing with like drinking your own menstrual cycle, because who the fuck does that? That's fucking disgusting. Wait, because periods are just eggs, right?
I think.
Brittany, our producer, what are they?
Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean that I'm tasked with explaining to you what a woman's period is.
And that's women's splaining. You see that? What she just did was naggy, very rude. I asked her a serious question.
Simple, serious.
Because I believe, like, okay, first of all, I come from a very rural part of the country. They don't teach us, like, basically what physical education was for us was just like, hey, you stick the dick in the butt and then you make sure you wear a condom because it's a fucking sin, you disgusting pervert. And I didn't listen. So that's why I was trying to ask her.
You want me to go into this lesson with you?
No, it's not a lesson.
Okay.
Just it was a yes or no.
So, no, it's not.
Okay, it's not.
No.
That's all I needed to know. Definitely not. This is about to take over the fucking world. This podcast.
Yes, sir.
So,
okay, Chat GPT, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you punched it in? Okay.
Fuck yeah, bro.
What does God say? What does Shiva say?
The menstrual cycle is a natural recurring process that prepares the body for pregnancy. It typically occurs in people with ovaries.
Oh, typically. Okay.
From puberty to menopause.
All right.
And is regulated by hormones. The cycle usually lasts around 28 days, but it can range from 21 to 35 days in adults.
So that's why. Okay.
Well, and then it explains it. I'm not getting into all that shit right there.
Yeah, please don't.
The shedding of the uterine lining.
And
God damn.
that's what your period is. The shedding of your uterine lining.
You guys shed, dude?
The pituitary gland
that's dope.
releases follicle. Holy fuck.
You know, and I'll give
a lot of shit that happens in 28 days.
I'll give women like so much credit in the entire world because they go through this every single month. Every single month. Like, I got to give women a lot of credit for that.
I agree. And you know what? If we're going to believe in the Bible, and we're Bible thumpers here, you shouldn't have ate the goddamn apple.
It is, at the end, all your fault because... Wait, I can't do this bit. I can't do. Brittany was just slamming her head to the microphone. I can't do this bit. Yo, this is.
You earned it, goddammit! You earned it.
Yo, he's going all out.
Hey,
He's
get the phone, plug it in, call your friend.
He's going full Andrew Tate.
Call your friend that I yelled at today.
No.
Oh.
No, I can't.
Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. No.
Damn it, that's what happened.
I can't phone a friend. No, that's actually crazy.
It was the curse. That's why you don't like snakes.
So actually, you know what's funny about Adam and Eve?
What?
I was actually like looking into the theory of Adam and Eve, and like sometimes I have like autistic ADHD brain, so like I'll just focus on like a random topic.
Right.
And now, like I know a bunch about like Woodrow Wilson and shit, and like I just get like basically consumed in the topic, and then I'll let it go. Right. But what I was learning about Adam and Eve was like, oh, he had 2 kids, right? And then one murked the other.
Cain and Abel.
Yeah, and one murked the other.
Yeah, Cain was a son of a bitch and murked Abel.
Yeah.
You know what? Abel was a little.
What do you mean? I have no idea what that means. What is he? Oh,
That's what because he was like soft spoken and.
Okay, that's what you meant. Okay, I could appreciate that. So it's funny. I was thinking about it, and I was like, where did we come from then? If it was just these 2 dudes.
Who? Just Adam and if it was.
If it was just Adam,
No,
Eve,
I
and,
think
and
they
Cain.
had. No,
Yeah, it was
Abel,
Adam.
no, they had more kids. Supposedly, they had more kids and
With
they had
who?
daughters.
With who?
Adam and Eve had more kids.
Adam and Eve had more kids? Mm-hmm. Then how come we don't know about any of them? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it just kind of like...
Because the Bible was written by men,
Okay.
and men are not perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so they probably just forgot about.
Okay. God damn.
They probably just forgot.
See, this is...
John the Apostle probably just forgot.
What is she doing right now?
So someone was telling me, like, just record the podcast without Brittany, right? not like she's annoying or something. It's just that she literally was in traffic, and then I was like, no, she's our yin to our yang, and this is what I need, right? People are gonna hear this and be like, these guys are misogynistic, and then they'll hear her and be like, wow, she hates all men, and this is what we need.
I am a misandrist. I said this today.
Holy shit! What the fuck? The fuck does that mean?
That means that I hate all men, and
It sounds
really?
like something bad.
I think
Yeah.
that women should rule society.
How do you say that again?
Misandrist?
I thought that was literally like a dressing or something.
It sounds delicious.
Yeah. Okay. Why are you misandrous? I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you hated me.
Yeah, I hate all men. Except for my husband.
Okay.
Misandrous dressing? What would it taste like?
Doesn't she have probably salty? Yeah, salty.
Bitter.
Don't you have kids?
They're not men yet.
Holy shit! Nice curveball. I like that.
Man.
They're just little boys.
Misandrous.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That should be like your next tattoo. Misandrous. It's got to be something evil. Like a fucking, what is those women warriors?
Amazonian.
Yeah,
Amazonian women.
That's got to be.
Yo, speaking about Amazonian, this is gonna take us to the top, dude. I recently crossed over to Minnesota about like 2 weeks ago, or closer to Minnesota, right? I drove up a little bit more from our residence, and dude,
We're kind of far, no?
Yeah, we're way far from fucking Minnesota, but go ahead.
Yeah.
I digress.
I'll tell you guys about it later. Yeah. This wasn't actually recently. This was like months ago.
Okay.
He said 2 weeks ago. We were like, where the fuck were you?
Yeah, it was actually months ago. I lied.
Wow.
But yeah, I remember walking around and just going to like a random Minnesota town.
Minnesota.
Bro, the women there are so fucking tall.
Yeah.
They are
you know
so.
why? They gotta be.
Why?
Because it snows a lot there. You gotta be taller than the snow.
That's the dumbest shit. Now I'm misogynist again.
They're like from, where is that?
It's
Slavic
because
land.
Sweden.
Yeah,
right?
that's where my wife is from.
Nordic countries.
Yeah, Nordic. Like
tall-
she did her fucking
Yeah, but your wife ain't that tall.
No, she's not tall, but I mean, she did her ancestry DNA. And no Negro in her. All Slavic and just
Bory Bands is black. Just letting you guys know he can say that. Fuck.
Dr. Umar, don't come on. No, we're good.
No, but
leave comments.
They're so tall up there, bro. I was like, yo, this is Amazonian women at their finest. Like, this is an insane like species of women. They were all tall. Now I'm Mexican, so I'm like I'm a giant compared to other Mexicans. I'm close to 5'8".
Okay.
Right.
Just towering over them.
Just towering over
over
Mexicans, right?
Right.
And like I've been pretty baller with that, right? My whole life is like I'm taller than these Mexicans. Go into a fucking supermarket named after a country. Mexico supermarket. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm about to be taller than the register. Some 30-year-old man, me 19 years old. Is that it for today? I'd be like, yeah, it is. You short bitch. But anyways, I was going to Minnesota, and then I saw these chicks that were so much taller than me, and I realized, wow, I'm into tall chicks. Like, I didn't know that about myself until I actually got out there. And I was like, because you don't see that many tall chicks in the Midwest. It's not really that common. And then,
Bro, I mean, is there like an abundance of tall chicks in Minnesota?
Yes. No, bro. It's noticeably like different. They're like at least 5'10" and above. Like, it's crazy.
Man, I don't know, bro. Maybe you got there during the women's basketball convention or some shit like that, bro. But I don't.
Did you know that every single member of the WNBA team is from Minnesota? I made that up, but do you see how believable that shit was? Caitlin Clark, she's from Minnesota. You see that?
No, she's not. But,
No, I know she's not, but still. I was just saying, like, dude, it was just incredible. I was like, oh my God, like, this is fucking, like, these women are, like, really, like, beautiful, too. I was just like, oh my God, dude. I think I'm going to move to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. No.
So where did you go to the Twins or what?
No, I was just trekking through Minnesota, and then I came back, and I was like, all right, cool. And it was just like a short trip. I was going to go see a friend, and then I was like, okay, cool. And then I saw him and a couple other people, and then we came back. But yeah, man, it was like a really chill time. But I remember just looking around, and everyone was taller than me. And I remember thinking to myself, this isn't usually where. But that's how I know. That's how I know I'm in danger too. If everyone starts being taller than me, I'm like, yo. Like, there are no Mexicans here. That's my Mexican gauge. I'll be like, I haven't seen someone I'm taller than in like fucking 5 miles, bro. There are no Mexicans here, bro. Same thing. Like when I lived in Compton, I remember the funniest thing about whenever I say I lived in Compton, people will usually say like, oh, like you grew up in mass violence, and I was like, no, like what the fuck? I just grew up. I grew up in Compton. Like I was a kid in Compton in Paramount.
We saw the movie.
Yeah,
We saw the fucking movie.
Listen, Ice Cube wasn't there, dude. Like Eazy-E wasn't selling crack and shit. Now, granted, I did go to where Kendrick Lamar did "Not Like Us," the music video in the basically it's like in the city's little like state. I don't know what it called. City Hall. Yeah, it's City Hall with the arches and stuff. My dad had to go there to pay a ticket once. And then I remember he just, bro, okay, my dad, I think this is just all Mexican dads, or maybe this is all dads from a certain era. They are so fucking irresponsible. I'm surprised more kids weren't like kidnapped and molested because of the fact. Look, let me tell you, it's crazy because look, Brittany's face is like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck? Where are we going with this? Let me tell you something, man. He said, I am going to go pay this ticket at City Hall.
Okay.
Right? And then he left. And he left me outside and he's like, just stay here. And then
How old were you?
Dude, I was like 7.
That's a good age to leave a kid in the car by himself. Wait, City Hall, he's in front of the fucking police station, bro. You're safe.
I wasn't in the car. I was outside. He was walking inside, and for some reason, he was just like, yeah, let me go pay this shit. And then he was just like, yeah, just stay out here and look at the fountain. And then, and then I was like, all right. And then I went downstairs. Like, okay, there was this like panel.
Wait. So you didn't fucking listen, in other words.
No, I did stay out there. Like, I stayed in the general vicinity. But
Okay.
Dude, it was crazy. And I remember I was walking down these steps that might
That's not the fucking general vicinity.
Bro, it was like literally a place where probably kids got like kidnapped and shit. Like, it was some dark steps that led to like this like closed door. It was crazy, man. And all around me, I saw crack vials and needles and shit. And I just looked at them and I was like, I probably shouldn't touch that.
You probably shouldn't have had your bad ass down there.
And then I walked out, and then my dad came out and he was just like, hey, what's up? All right, let's go. And then it got me thinking, when I went back to LA, I went to that Compton City Hall for something unrelated, and then or I was driving by it, by it, and then I told my cousin, stop the motherfucking vehicle.
Yeah, stop the presses.
I showed up there. I went to City Hall, and then I realized there wasn't a sign in here that said no kids. Why didn't he just bring me into City Hall?
You slowed him down, bro.
Bro, I don't understand, why. Like,
because, bro, now you gotta hold your hand, worry about where the fuck you are, bro. Chill out by the goddamn fountain, bro. Don't move with your little badass. Don't go your little big head ass downstairs. Just stay right fucking here. I'll be out in 3 minus 10 seconds.
I'll tell you what. My dad, I'm joking. Or maybe not. My dad was probably meeting up a side chick or something. That's the only way I
Fuck out of here, bro.
Because
our parents didn't have to take us every fucking where.
Bro,
they left your ass in the car, motherfucker. If it wasn't too hot or too cold, sit in that fucking car, sit down and shut up.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, people didn't give a fuck about kids until like the 2000s, bro. Who's that guy that America's Most Wanted guy? Walsh? Until he started like saying, hey,
get the fuck
take care of your kids. People were like, oh, maybe we should take care of our kids. Real shit. My dad fucking left me out there.
Bro,
what the fuck? Dude, I need my kid.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't see my, like, I'll be at Costco and I'll be walking around with my kid. He's right beside me. If I don't see my kid and he's with my sister or my mom or my brother within like 3 minutes, if I don't see him I start to freak out. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? And my mind just goes sporadic, right? And like, I just can't imagine like what, like our parents let us fucking go outside. Hey, you're outside. As soon as that light turns on, you're coming back inside. Yeah. And then that was our thing, right? Yeah. And it was like, dude. And then even when we saw the light, we were like, yo, fuck that light.
Bro,
fuck that light.
You know what it was? There wasn't a whole lot of fucking weirdos. Everybody knew the fucking weirdos back then.
I don't think that's the case.
That's the fucking case.
Dude,
everybody would look at, don't fuck with him, bro. Don't fuck with him. He fuck with little boys, man. We knew the weirdos.
Bro, people back in... Are you kidding? Like, back in the...
get the fuck out of here. They kept the weirdos in, like... I remember when I lived in one city, man. They all stayed in one big-ass fucking apartment. It was a weirdo fucking apartment.
Back in the his day, if I wanted... Like, if this was the 80s, right? And I was like, hey, I just want to kidnap someone just to prove a point. Like, let's say I can time travel and I just want to kidnap someone to prove a point.
Right.
It would take me 5.7 seconds to go outside and grab someone and kidnap them and make sure they never showed up ever again.
Yes, because you were they would pick you out right away. No, because that motherfucker was here. He didn't look like he was from here.
Okay, well, that's back... Okay, people could be openly racist back in the his day, too. But, like, let's say I'm just a white guy, all right? White guy in the 80s. And
not mingling where, in certain places. I mean, a white guy in Whiteville, you mean?
Yeah, white guy. If I was a white guy in Whiteville, this is before anyone heard about guacamole, but this is before the whites hijacked guacamole and then started fucking raising the prices on fucking guacamole, okay?
Avocados or
And
guacamole?
I remember when avocados used to be 25 cents. And the fucking whites hijacked the fucking avocados.
Yeah, for your fucking avocado toast.
Yeah, and then like they fucking
We are gonna have to bleep some shit.
We're not bleeping anything.
Fuck no. So here, let me tell you something. The whites hijacked avocados and was just like,
terrible.
I just got done gentrifying a couple places. Let me gentrify some fucking food now.
Can I say something so funny?
Yeah.
Okay, Kelly and I were driving through my hometown to get my dog.
Yeah.
And my hometown is looking a little rundown and crumbly these days. So we're riding through, and Kelly goes, "Huh, do you think that they're going to gentrify this?" And I said, "Kelly, you can't gentrify what's already white."
There's some white guy listening to this right now, twiddling his mustache, saying, "Oh, what's the hometown's name?
You'll never know.
I'm about to gentrify the shit out of your fucking hometown."
You can't. There are only white people that live there.
You can gentrify white things. You know why I know this? Because you. Okay, not you. Sorry, not her. The whites.
You, Brittany, you are the white in question.
The whites have gentrified fucking hamburgers. Let me cook. Let me fucking cook. Okay. Look, it used to be a smash burger cost me $3, right? $3, bacon, cheese, and all this other shit, right? Now I go to a fucking hippie, fucking trendy hipster, douchebag fucking burger place, and guess what? Their burgers are hijacked up the fucking price to like $13.
That's because you get an egg.
I don't get an egg every time.
$57 a dozen.
Dude, I don't get an egg every single
You
time.
get bacon and egg and guac and all that other shit, and that's what happens, bro. And that drives the burger up.
Or
do.
you're like
I do
me
like bacon.
and you get the Wisconsin cheeseburger. Are we familiar? Are you familiar?
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Wisconsin cheeseburger. Grilled cheese sandwiches with a burger patty in
There
between.
you go.
And then you get fancy and you add the egg and the bacon on top.
Okay, so I thought the Wisconsin cheeseburger was something completely different. And that sounds like the broketiest broke shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
So,
Is it good though?
It is
yeah.
pretty good.
There's a specific place that I like to go to get it.
We'll bleep it. Oh,
Yeah, it's really good there.
I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly where you're talking.
Yeah, text me the place after this. I want to go see some. Wait, how much are they?
I don't remember. I haven't been there in a long
Fuck,
time.
inflation has hit us, and so
Dude, I
has the
don't-
tariffs.
the
It's probably
last time-
$37 for that.
The last time that I went there, I was still on active duty.
God damn. Oh,
Yeah.
it's definitely $37.
Yeah, my chief took us there for like a...
It's at least
An admin.
$900 per sandwich.
They making that shit with Wagyu and everything. You know?
Oh, by the way, what I made for lunch today, that had Wagyu in it.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
dude. See, and they say women and men can't get along. What the fuck, dude? See, they just want to divide us. Anyways, man, this being said, gentrified fucking avocados, man. It's fucking bullshit. Like, now my fucking avocados cost like fucking $5 for like 4. And I'm like, what the fuck? When did this happen? The whites. As soon as Chipotle fucking took off, fucking guacamole started to fucking make the scene, and therefore avocados. I don't eat guacamole.
They gentrify fucking watermelons. They used to
What?
have black seeds, now they have white seeds or no seeds.
Get the fuck.
It's a fucking true statement. True goddamn statement. White seeds or no seeds. But the black seed fucking watermelon, gone. They got rid
Yeah,
of
but
it.
I remember the seeded watermelon
Yes,
with the black seeds.
with the black seeds.
It doesn't taste the same.
No, it doesn't. No. The black seeds made it better. It made it fucking sweeter.
Yeah, it did.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Well, I was just thinking about that. It's just insane. Because, like, literally, not only is everything more expensive with, like, just sheer inflation, but it's because people have picked up to the trends that, oh, a burger place that has wooden, you've been there, wooden stools, right? The fucking lights that say eat, right? Fucking upcharge me $25 fucking dollars. And then they have the fucking nerve, right?
To add the fucking gratuity to the fucking check.
Bro. Who ordered gratuity, bro? Who ordered gratuity? You fucking loser. You refilled my Diet Coke once.
But then the fucking audacity, they have another spot on there for a fucking tip.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
leave us a tip below,
bro. And that's the thing.
What
Like,
kind of shit is that?
if I ever have a waitress or a waiter, I take care of them, right? If I'm at Texas Roadhouse, the pinnacle of all fucking fast foods. Well, it's not really fast food, but it's a restaurant.
fast casual.
Yeah.
Fast casual. I like that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you make that up?
No, that's the actual term.
That's the
God
actual.
damn it.
Dude,
Yeah.
just
We were going to coin it.
Just gentrify that term, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So look. If I'm at Texas Roadhouse and I'm ordering, like she's shaking her head. I'm ordering like some food, whatever. If my waitress or waiter take care of me, right? I want my sweet tea refill, and I'm not a fucking prima donna. I'm not like, yo, you better have that. Blah, 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 blah. No, I asked for something very simple. I'm gonna put my cup at the end of the table, and when you see that cup's empty, just come in, refill it. That's it.
Slide on over there and refill
You will
it.
get above 20%. I swear to Christ that you will get above 20%.
Okay, so at Chili's,
Mm-hmm.
if you order the chips and salsa are bottomless, right?
Oh, fuck
Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, they are. And so when the chips get low, they're supposed to, without even asking you, bring you more chips and salsa. I frequent Chili's. Often.
Her reward points are strong.
And the only time that they have ever refilled my chips, once in Virginia Beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't. You know what? They've always refilled mine.
When he brought it out to me, I was like, "We get more?" He said, "It's bottomless. You're not supposed to have to ask."
Yeah.
And then one time in Rosemont, the lady gave me a to-go bag of
Yeah, they
of
give them to
chips.
go.
Yeah.
They always
yeah.
do that
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
A to-go bag for chip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, same thing with Texas Roadhouse. They'll give me a to-go for my sweet tea. I'll just look at them and be like, you fucking sexy bitch. Here's 30% tip immediately. 50%
Or
tip.
when they fucking give you those extra rolls at the end of fucking Texas Roadhouse.
If you
They
give
love
me,
you.
If you give me an
They
extra,
love you.
Bro, fuck the tip. I will give you head. I will give you fucking head. You give me extra rolls at Texas Roadhouse with extra containers of fucking cinnamon butter. I will dome you up.
So for all those waiters at Texas Roadhouse,
Oh, I meant waitress. Okay, all right.
you can DM him.
All right, I'll give you
His-
30%. Let's go back to 30%.
Have you ever given somebody 30%?
Have you ever given someone dome for Texas Roadhouse rolls? Bum, 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 bum. Minute.
Stop! He's gonna sue us!
You know what's crazy? I actually watched a little. I'm not going into this, but I watched a little bit,
And you were fucking surprised.
and I was like, you know what? Not bad.
Not fucking bad, see?
No, just kidding. Fuck that show. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. No, I was really watching. What was I watching the other day? Oh, fucking this new show, right? Now, I'm not racist. Wait, I should probably. Okay.
If
When you have to
say
preface
it.
with that, yeah, you're fucking a racist.
No. I was what I'm seriously just joking. I don't watch NASCAR. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, I don't watch NASCAR religiously. I watch mainly Formula One, right? Because of the parlays.
Are you going to see the movie?
Yeah, with Brad
Yeah,
Pitt?
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, Stone Cold, man. Brad Pitt still got it, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, he's the only white man that doesn't age like bread. He aged like wine, dude.
I don't know. Clooney's pretty old and
Yeah.
he looks pretty young.
Ooh,
But Clooney
too.
is a little olive toned.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's true. He has
Little
a little
Italian.
melon.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little Italian. Yeah.
Very true.
Little olive.
Right.
A little Lucky Luciano in him. Yeah. I concur.
So anyway, for
Yeah. Oh, I was watching the Dale Earnhardt documentary. Dude, I was like, you know what?
Wait,
Junior
for
or
senior?
senior?
Senior.
Okay.
Senior, yeah. So I was like,
dude, I remember when he died.
dude, so I knew all the lore behind that because I knew so many white people that would say, "Raise hail, praise Dale," and I was like,
God, how fucking embarrassing.
Who's Dale? Like that's how I found out who Dale Earnhardt was.
And you say the whites don't have culture.
No, I never said y'all don't have culture.
So, I did used to hear him say that too.
I'm surprised that we haven't heard that one dude who works with us say that.
Holy shit. This
No,
is
he
becoming
knows
real.
exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is
Road
becoming-
America.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like I never said you guys don't have culture. I said that you guys have gentrification as a culture.
My mistake. My mistake.
Yeah. So, but I was watching this documentary, dude, and it was just like a throwaway. Like for me, it was just like, okay, I'm a very big like, I don't know something. Cool, I'll learn something about it. That's how I am.
Right.
And
Good shit.
and I was watching this documentary and thinking to myself, this guy is such a big bag of like
Shit.
No.
Monkey
He's like such a paradox. It literally makes no sense. Like, dude, people think, right? I hate certain stereotypes that go to certain people, right? Especially with with everything that's going on in the world. But with race relations being so at a high, it feels like people are more racist, more openly racist.
Yeah.
And it just feels like we're all kind of like really fucked up in the States. However, when I was watching him, I was like, this guy is breaking every stereotype known to man. He really is. And I'll tell you why. First of all, the whole I'm just gonna say it, the whole black people don't have dads stereotypes, whatever. Dale Earnhardt broke that stereotype as a white man, and he wasn't there for his kids at all, bro. This guy is crossing cultural stereotypes.
I hate it. I hated the setup. I hated the fucking punchline.
Dude, it's insane because he's literally bro. He was, and that's obviously a joke, but I'm just saying, he was a paradox within himself. It's so crazy. So, literally, this is what happens. He's 17. He has a kid. Off rip, right? He's raw dogging fucking NASCAR dick.
Patty Sue.
He's just raw dogging, right?
Oh, Patty Sue.
Peggy Sue, yeah. Patty?
Yeah, Peggy Sue was somebody else's hoe, but go on.
Buddy Holly. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, it was crazy because watching this documentary, he had one kid when he was 17. And then when he was 19, he got hitched up with another woman and had 2 kids.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah.
So one would think...
Raise hell.
He definitely is raising hell. Holy shit.
That's where the raising hell came
from.
from.
The name of his NASCAR car was the Intimidator. That's what he named his dick. Seriously. He was wilding in the streets, just having kids left and right? And one he was married, but then...
Wait, he was married when?
When he was 19. So he had one kid, not married.
Is that a bastard?
Yeah.
Goddamn bastard.
Holy shit. What the fuck was that? What was that?
I didn't
know I was talking to a fucking Bible thumper over here. What the fuck is your problem? What the fuck?
Were they fucking married or not?
What the fuck?
The boy's a bastard then.
Where the fuck did that come from? Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm seeking clarity, that's all.
Okay, yeah, he was...
Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. It's just kind of weird. It was just, I don't know. It was just kind of finding out that your boys...
Bastard.
Yeah,
I'm just
you know she went to a Christian school.
Yeah, I did.
College or something.
I don't know about that, but she...
Look, I'm just trying...
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that explains a lot.
I'm just seeking clarity.
Okay. Yeah, they're bastards. Yeah. Well, one is.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Okay.
So how many kids did he have? That's only 3 kids,
Listen. I couldn't call it an extramarital child because he wasn't fucking married. So I'm just trying to
Why is she so upset right now?
have some clarity as to who this child is. Because you're not naming names, so I don't know who it is.
Okay, so Dale Earnhardt Jr., that's from his marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he had a daughter, but he also had that one kid in the first marriage. I mean, in the first relationship. It wasn't even a marriage.
Yeah.
This guy goes out on the road, and he's just like, I'm going to be driving. And he was, being in tournaments, in races, and he was just trying to make it as a NASCAR driver. This kid, these 2 kids, the one that he was, he had with his wife, his only wife, he was like, you know what? I'm going to rock and roll. I don't care. Like, I'm just trying to make this shit happen. Family can wait. Da 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 da. Right? She leaves them and is basically like, I can't do this. Raises them by themselves. Right? Her fucking house catches on fire. Right?
Damn.
Her fucking house catches on fire, and he's like, all right, fine, I'll take him. And then
he's a saint.
So he takes now from what I understand from Dale Earnhardt Jr. from his own mouth, it's like he didn't really see his dad all that much. It was like when he saw his dad, it was like really cool because he never saw him all that much. And then finally, when his mom's house burned down, she was like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. So next thing you know, he starts taking care of the kids, right?
Right.
So keep in mind, I haven't mentioned the first kid. Right? So he's winning races. He's trying to make it happen, right? He gets into a wreck. He marries this chick that he's really down with, and he's just like, all right, cool. I'm down with this chick, whatever. So she basically steps in as stepmom. Okay. And then he has another kid with that woman, right?
So he has 3 different...
baby mamas.
3 different baby mamas. So this guy, okay. So he's wilding. Not to mention, he's actually winning races, right?
Okay.
So... he finds out, right, like, he's winning a bunch of races. He gets advertisers. He's the man. He's starting to become the man. He wins a Winston Cup. He starts to really make a name on himself in NASCAR, right, as a dirty driver and all this shit.
The Intimidator.
The Intimidator. Starting to get this rep going, and, like, he's just the man, right? All along, his first son doesn't know who his real dad is, right?
Okay. He has a couple flaws.
A stepfather steps in. And he's just like, I'm adopting you. Like he has a stepdad, and he grows up with this stepdad, and he's basically like, you're my dad and everything, and he takes care of him, right? And then one day he kind of finds out that it's not his dad, that Dale is his dad, Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Okay.
And he lives like in the same town. So he gets his permit, drives to his house, and then goes to see his dad at a workshop. He walks in, the son walks in and sees Dale. Dale looks at him and is like, hey, son. Let's go on a drive. And then he takes his son on a drive. And then after that, he became part of the family.
I fucking love Dale.
Dude, dude.
Raise hell and praise Dale. That's not my kind of feller.
I'm telling you right now, he lived such a crazy life. Like, I mean, like, if anyone was to, like, look at this, like, okay, no professional athlete, right? Because NASCAR drivers are athletes, all right? Let's not get it fucked up, right? All right, chill out. But guess what? Any sports, right? Any sports figure that gets that much attention now,
yeah,
bro, if you leave one kid like that,
you're getting the business.
You're getting the business on everything. You might lose advertisers. Back in his age,
definitely.
Wrangler was like, how many kids? I don't give a fuck. Win them races. Like, that's...
praise Dale!
Wrangler was just like, yo, you better win them races, dog. I don't give a fuck about how many kids you got. Literally, bro. Like, they were wilding. And then he kept winning races, got even more dirtier as a driver. And this is back in his day when people were like not openly dickheads to each other, especially in the media.
Right.
So he would just always like give out slight comments and be like, I didn't crash into him. I mean, I don't really know what he's talking about, but maybe, you know. And in NASCAR, bro, people think that like you watch it for the crashes, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Back in the day, that wasn't acceptable etiquette. He was the first guy to really be that dirty of a driver. So when he was clanking people and making them drift and everything, and people would be like, yo, man, like, what the fuck? Like, this is bullshit.
And
like,
there was some big-ass heavy cars back then, too. So,
dude, yeah, way heavier than what they got now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, and it was like, yo, like, he would always be saying, like, I'm not hitting you. I'm trying to get around you. And everyone else would be like, you fucking hit me, you fucking dick. You made me fucking crash out and fly 90 feet up in the fucking air. Well, maybe you should do a little bit of driving. You know? That's how he was, man.
Right.
And like, that's what brought me to my main point is men that are exceptional in their field, that are great in their field. How much grace are we willing to give them for being as flawed human beings? And for me, with Dale Earnhardt, I give him all the grace in the fucking world. He could have had 19 kids. The way The way this documentary was making him look with the fucking intimidator, he was intimidating the shit out of me.
I hate it.
I got in my fucking Honda Civic after watching that documentary and started pressing clutches that didn't exist, bro. I was like, yo, let me drive out of this fucking neighborhood doing 90 right now, because Dale Earnhardt's still fucking alive in me, bitch.
That guy who looks like somebody's sweet grandfather.
She's pulling up a picture of Dale Earnhardt when he's a lot older. Look at him when he was a lot younger.
When he was young and cut.
When he was like 20 years old.
Ferocious.
He looked like he looked like someone.
But you know what? I don't think he ever looked young.
No, he didn't. Look at that.
What?
He don't.
He never looked
That's
young.
a fucking cowboy. Can you send me that picture? She pulled up one of the greatest pictures of all time. I'm gonna make it into a fucking shirt.
I hope not.
Because this guy was a legend. Now, granted, here, let's take a look. Let's take a deep dive into more dudes that are pieces of shit.
Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp is a famous basketball player. And
what high school did he go to?
Shut the fuck up, dude. This guy's a fucking asshole, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Here,
Wait. I'm sorry. We got to circle back just 1 second. Why does that look like those pictures that the Gen Zs are taking like in 0.5?
Oh, yeah. The 0.5. Brittany's about to put that in the podcast because, that actually looks kind of scary. That was probably a time traveler taking pictures of Dale Earnhardt.
0.5.
But yeah, man, I mean, I'm not done with it. Obviously, he tragically died during a race. But, his kids, when they talk about his dad, about their father, it's so strange because they're not, angry. They're not upset about the circumstances that they've kind of been given. It's just kind of he was him, and that's it. And what?
Are they Southern?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That kind of... okay, that's interesting.
And not only that, I'm pretty sure they were fucking well off. Money will shut a lot of motherfuckers up. Yeah. If you can throw $1,000 at a fucking kid in the 80s or something like that, he was the fucking man, bro. I mean...
I didn't tell you everything with him.
Boy.
So, he was basically telling his kids, what I think it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. He was just if you act bad or something like that. He was pretty much a hyper kid growing up. And I don't know if it was a punishment or what it was, or maybe it was strenuous circumstances where he was always on the road. And at this point, he was married to his wife that took care of the kids. That was stepmom. And he sent him to military school.
Nice.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Nice.
to military school.
Okay.
No, if you're my dad and you haven't been in my life for a portion of it,
right?
And you're there, and then you get to a point where you're like, I'm sending you off to military school for whatever reason. I'm like, dog, why do you not want to be with me? That's what I would think. But his son has none of that. His son in the documentary has nothing but grace for his father.
And fuck, that was military school when? Back in the 90s, bro?
Back in the 90s.
That shit probably was horrible.
Oh, dude.
They probably beat the fucking anger out of Junior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably why he has no angst, man. He's one of them military fucking ate up probably dudes, man. I'm telling you right now. That probably was not a fun place back in the fucking 90s.
No, and let me tell you how hardcore that family was together. The kids are super, they're super fucking hardcore. Because his sister was just one day he's walking around in military school. He sees his sister wearing the uniform. And he's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Dad sent you here? He's like, nah, I came here for you to make sure you're okay.
Damn.
Oh, this is the oldest child?
That's the old, yeah that's the, dude, I'm telling you, man, this family is super interesting because at the head of it, now Dale, some people may not know this, but Dale Earnhardt Sr. had a dad that was a very famous race car driver as well. But that was back in the 50s where you made 2 pennies, right, for NASCAR driving, right?
You got a rump roast and a bushel of fucking potatoes.
Bro, it's kind of like the Canadian Football League now. It's yo, he scored 900 touchdowns. Okay, are you even real, dude? It was
a bucket of beans.
Yeah. These guys got paid in Cracker Jacks and fucking cheese, dude. But that whole family, you got to think about it too. Dale Earnhardt Jr., when I looked into him, he's not a fucking waste or like a rich kid's kid. Like he's a rich dad's kid. Like he's not like that at all. He raced for NASCAR as well and won cups too. Like
Yeah,
he
but
won.
Of course,
At the end of the
definitely.
day, he is still a
Definitely.
nepo baby.
Yes,
Oh
definitely.
my God,
He's
look
sti-
at these.
He's still. I mean, he didn't. Bro, that motherfucker didn't struggle. I mean, yeah, he's probably got a good attitude, but I mean, it's and not that that's bad that he didn't struggle. Don't get me wrong on that. Because you know how I feel about a Shador. But I mean, at the same time, he didn't have a bad life.
He didn't have a bad life. I don't think he did. But
He shouldn't be angry at
seeing what I see in the documentary, it's not an easy one either. It didn't seem easy. You can have a lot of material possessions if you don't have the common, like, fundamental care of your parents or your father. That shit goes like. Now, granted, it could turn into something a lot better, right?
Right,
like,
definitely.
Andrew Schultz said that, like, he was just like, if I have a son, all I really got to do is abandon this motherfucker and he's going to be great. And it's like, and if I'm there with him and take care of him, that actually might be to a detriment
Yeah,
to his
definitely.
character.
Yeah.
And there's something actually because with women, if you abandon them, like, no. If you, bro, let me tell you something. If you have a child and it's a
I'm
woman,
looking away.
you
right,
you
the
are
green and the
potential-
orange.
But I'm saying you can harm kids both ways, right? If you abandon them, if it's a boy or a girl.
Definitely. Definitely.
But does Sarah J have a dad? That's what I want to know.
Who?
Sarah J. She's a porn star.
Yes, she has a fucking dad, and that's terrible.
A present father.
Maybe she had a present father up until her age of porn.
What's the name of this podcast? Definitely not.
No, bro, that's not true.
So this being said, right?
No, you know
So
what?
is it only dads? Like, if you're abandoned by your father, then you have issues?
No,
'Cause,
bro.
like,
No, if you're abandoned by your mom, like low-key, it's super trill. Like as a dude, what are you saying? I don't have to shower as a kid, right? I don't have to shower and I get to eat fucking cereal all the time and fucking
Ew.
takeout. Yeah.
Ew.
No, at the time, now with
Yeah,
our,
yeah, definitely,
with our
definitely.
health problems, as adults,
right.
yeah. But as a kid, if you told me that my dad was, my dad was taking me away and my mom was gone. Oh, you mean the screaming lady that tells me to clean is gonna be gone?
But bro, this is why I went to high school somewhere that was a religious high school. It was a boarding school, by the way. And let me tell you something, bro. The worst fucking girls in the world, and probably a lot of porn stars, are fucking PKs with two fucking parents.
do you know what a PK is?
I'm thinking that's a painkiller.
Yes, pastor's kid.
Preacher's kids.
Preacher's kid.
Preacher's kid.
Yes, some of the worst. And I wouldn't say all, but there's a lot of bad ones. I mean, they are.
Ni hao.
Yes. So,
Ni
I mean,
hao.
that's what I'm saying, bro. No. Porn stars have fucking present fathers. They just were freaks, and they decided to get into some shit a little. Yeah,
I'm obviously joking.
No. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
But not really. So, like, that's what I've noticed in my past.
I don't think, I truly think that, once kids get to a certain age, that, yeah, they just go a certain way, and
I can appreciate that. But even like what people said about Dale Earnhardt Senior is that when he was growing up, his dad didn't get to see him become a NASCAR driver. So when he finally did become a NASCAR driver, it seemed like he was always chasing something,
trying to prove some shit.
trying to prove something. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what it is? He was trying to prove something to his dad, right? That's what I see. Trying to prove.
The fucker wasn't there.
Exactly, bro. And that's kind of like one of the worst things that could happen to you.
Bro, you know what? You give humans too much fucking credit.
No.
You do.
The human ambition is fueled by pain and suffering.
Yeah.
That is human ambition. It is 100%.
No, bro. The human ambition is fueled by fucking selfishness. Plain and fucking simple. Self-preservation, self. I mean, maybe he was in a sense, saying, hey, look at me down here, Dad, if he's one of those fuckers that believes that shit. But truthfully, bro, fuck no, man. Motherfuckers, it's all about me. And Fuck that.
I don't say okay. Like seeing how most people are, I kind of see it as like human ambition. Like the people that have had it their whole lives. Why do you think rich kids like turn out to be dog shit? Because they've had everything their whole life, unless you take something away from them. And that's kind of proving my point. It's like unless someone has something like burning inside of them, they're not gonna change or they're not gonna be different and stuff like that. So I think that when it comes to these examples, you have people that obviously like they don't have something, they want to prove something. Maybe they don't even know who they want to prove it to.
Right.
But deep down inside, it's because of this. And even Dale Earnhardt Jr., like him becoming a champion, literally was fueled by, I want to prove something to my dad.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So
that one definitely, yeah.
So I think, okay, so I agree with you potentially because it could be both ways.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, like, and the reason my dad was there, but he really wasn't there. So, I mean, and it's
same.
Just,
yeah,
it
same.
was just like, but fuck, I did fine without his ass. To tell you the truth.
So my dad was there. He was always working though.
Nah, my dad was.
Oh
yeah, that motherfucker would disappear for 4 or 5 years at a time. So
okay, never mind. We had different. No, my dad was always at the house. He was always there. He had 2 jobs all the time and stuff like that. So it was always like having him there, but like at the same time, you always kind of wanted that approval, and like you never got it. And that's what I've noticed about my dad even now is that a lot of the times I'm looking at him and he'll be talking to me about life in the most bizarre way. You know, it'll like hit him randomly, kind of like he's in a drunk stupor. He doesn't drink, but like it'll kind of like hit him. Like I remember one time I was talking to him about something that was, I don't know if it was like about vegetables or like fruits. Like I was like, man, this avocado, it's high in price because of the whites, right? And I was like talking to him about it. Oh shit, bleep that shit. yo, you gotta bleep that shit. And he was like, hey, I gotta tell you something. And I was like, all right, what's up, man? And he was just like, in life, when you find a woman, don't marry the one that you love. Marry the one that loves you. I was like, dude, are you gonna fucking die of cancer? What the fuck? Why the fuck you telling me that shit, weirdo? And now I find myself not being able to really talk to my dad about serious shit because he's made it, like, growing up, like, he never talked to me about serious shit. He would always be like, hey, how are you doing in school? I'd be like, good. He'd be like, okay, good. And then that's it. That's it. That's all I would get. Hey, are you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. You want tacos? Yeah, I want tacos. All right, good. All right. Yeah, let's get tacos. That's how he would be, right? So now he's just like, hey, have you ever thought about the theory of God not existing? Like, why doesn't God show his face? You know, I think that I know why. I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yo, talk to me about your fucking truck or something, you fucking weirdo. And I can't have those conversations with my dad because it feels weird. It feels foreign. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking to me about, dude? You're fucking weird. I can talk to my brother, my sister, my son.
But you can't talk to your pops about the real life shit.
Nah, man. He'll
fucked up.
Dude, yeah, I know. But that's how an effect of... and I think that's why I'm able to talk to people because I couldn't ever talk to my dad. So I always think about, like, all the things that I would... like have in my head, like trying to ask him about and all this shit, and I would never want to talk to him about it because he would always be like, "That's dumb," or he'd be like, "This is my favorite one." He'd be like, "Don't worry about it," or he'd be like, "Why do you think that way?" I'd be like this, "Hey, Dad, what do you think if instead of going to college, I went to like France or something, right?" Like if my kid ever said that to me, I'd be like, "Okay, well, what would you do in France?" I'd be like, well, I don't know. Well, maybe,
fuck that.
Maybe you should figure it out.
No, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You either go to college or you can take your ass to France. I don't give a fuck, but who's paying for that shit?
Exactly. Okay, so that would have been a lot more than what I... You know what I got? Why do you think that way? That's what I fucking got. Why do you think that way? And I'd be like, and it's worse in Spanish. ¿Por qué piensas así? And I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of response is that, man? And I was like, never mind. I'm not going to do it. He was just like, all right, go work at a factory or something. You make a lot of money in a factory. And that's the thing that's wrong. I remember I talked to my dad saw me writing, right? I was typing up my script and I was writing about something. And then he just looked at me. He was like, what are you writing about? And I was like, well, I have a script about this, then, and a third. And he looked at me and he was just like, so you never, wait, did you get that from someone else? I was like, no, I'm fucking writing a script. It's something that I thought about. I'm thinking about these characters. He was just like, how do you do that? I was like, I don't fucking know. I just think about them and then I start writing it down. I just start writing dialogue. I say it back to me and stuff like that. And da-da-da. And he was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. And I looked at him and I was like, all right, you spent about 50 G's on a fucking new truck that you don't need, and I'm fucking weird?
Right.
What are you talking about? You're weird financially.
Hell yeah, motherfucker. You eat sardines and crackers for lunch sometime, motherfucker. That's
Bro,
weird.
What are you talking about? Yeah, and then like I remember weeks later he came up to me and we were like we were driving and like I'm playing music and I'm just like with my kid and like I'm looking at my kid and I'm like, "Hey baby, how you doing?" And he's like, "I'm good," and we're talking. And then my dad looks at me and he's just like, "Hey, are you still writing your book?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm still writing my book. And he looks at me and he was just like, okay.
That was it.
That was it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
He didn't ask you how far.
bro, it's weird, man, because
Are you almost finished?
yeah, he didn't ask me any of that.
Elaborate.
No, it's weird because men, like from that certain generation, like y'all's generation,
What
like,
the fuck does that mean?
okay, well maybe, okay, because you're the same age as my dad.
How old is your fucking dad?
He's like 58.
Oh, that He's definitely older than me, bro.
Okay, he's older. Okay. Yeah. Also, there is a different perspective because being an American, I think, is very different because we're very, and you being a Black American, I think, is very different because Mexicans are kind of taught to be very serious. They're like all Mexicans are like more brown Russians, like that's shorter Russians. That's all they are. Like for real, if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? What? Like, what, is that not good? That's a good one. I can say that shit. That's not racist.
You can say whatever you want, but when I say something, heaven fucking forbid.
That's not true, though.
That's really, what? Bars. Bars, bro. Bars.
If it was close, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I see that. It rates. Fuck no.
Okay, no, this is a better one. Mexicans are just browner Irish people.
I'll give you that.
That
I'll give you.
they like to drink.
Yes.
Big families.
Yes.
Catholic.
Yes.
Don't talk about their feelings.
That's right.
Perfect.
I'll give you that.
Okay, Russian was kind of out of a loop.
That was a
Yeah.
little bit fucking out there, bro.
But I'm telling you, man, it's just like, it's kind of how he was raised. It was just like, shut the fuck up. You're lucky you're eating. Don't say anything before I beat your fucking ass. Do you have shoes on? Okay, thank God you have fucking shoes on. Shut the fuck up some more. Go work.
You're
Shut
lucky
the fuck up.
you're eating, huh?
Yeah, let's go dance and hear songs about love and simultaneously treat each other like shit. Like, okay. Like, yeah, for sure. And but that's what's strange to me is like, for me, I'm not like that whatsoever. I'm very, very social. I'm very like in like the cut. I'm always
You like
I'm
to
always,
mingle and rub elbows.
yeah, I'm always saying something. It was funny because I was telling I was bullshitting with all of my dad's friends, and my dad had a bunch of friends over and whatever. I don't know how he has friends, but whatever. Like, so he had a bunch of friends over, and then he was just like, "Hey, they were talking to me. It was like, hey, so what do you do?" And I started talking to them. And then in Spanish, I just started saying like dumb shit. I would be like, yeah, just living, L-I-V-A, but in Spanish. And like just saying like a bunch of off the cuff shit. And they were like, hey, this guy's out of control, bro. And like, I would say like, I was talking to his friends' wives. And I was like, listen, and it was this guy named Paco. I was like, hey, Paco, let me tell you something. You have the most beautiful wife in the whole world. Ma'am, let me tell you something. You are so beautiful. You're the most beautiful Mexican woman I've ever seen in my entire life. They should have your face in the fucking Mexican White House. And then I was like, do Mexicans have a White House? Answer that question. And then this is all in Spanish. And she was just like, oh my God, he's so funny. And then Paco literally looked at my dad and was just like, yo, your son is really funny. And then my dad, without missing a beat, was laughing at what I was saying,
right.
Stopped laughing, and then literally said, yeah, he's all right. So I can see why Dale Earnhardt wants his approval from his father and wins all these fucking races.
He's fucking okay.
Anyways, that's all to say that
fucking guy's okay. Yeah, he's all right.
yeah, he's okay, bro. He's okay.
In a pinch, he'd be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I look at my son, I'm always like, "Hey, I love you. I love you so much." Because I need him to know.
And then he's like, "I know. Oh my god."
And it's like you're trying to unravel that trauma that you have, and you try to give that to your kids, and you're like, "Hey, just letting you know, I love you." And they're like, "Damn, dude, you're so needy." Like, fuck
yeah. He's like, "Dad, you've told me 57 times
57
already."
times today.
God.
You're like, "What? Do you know?" He's like, "Yeah, I did." Could you fucking like pump the brakes, bro? What the fuck's your problem? Well, were you never loved as a child? I don't know, man.
So my oldest son is 11.
Yeah.
And he still lets me tuck him into bed.
1, 2, 3. Oh,
That's cool though, man.
that's actually really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's like, "Will you lay with me for a few minutes?"
See, that's a mama's
nice.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
not nothing bad with that. That's awesome.
The other one,
Wants to fart on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wants to fight you all the time.
he likes to sniff my ear and stuff.
Hey, what did your kid say to you? He said, "I hate you," and what did you say?
I said, "Have fun with your new family." Or, "That's great.
Yeah.
I'll remember that later." And then when he wants me to tuck him in, that's okay. I don't tuck people in who hate me.
Yeah, that's actually really baller. My kid, dude, I remember the first time my kid said that to me. "I hate you." He was just like, "I hate you, Dad." And I looked at him and I was like, "Why?" And then he was just like, "You don't let me play.
You don't let me play Roblox.
You don't let me play Roblox.
You don't let me get Robux."
And then I was like, "Okay, I don't let you play Roblox. Like, do you want me to get you some Robux?" And he was just like, "Yeah, please." And I was like, "No, because you hate me. Now go sit down and look at the wall." And he was just like, "Oh my God." And then afterwards, he was just
I
like,
don't get Robux for kids who hate me.
and then afterwards, he was just like, "Dad, I love you." And I was like, "It's not going to work." He was like, "Damn it. I fucking thought I had him. Son of a bitch."
I don't know if one of my kids ever told me that. I'm pretty sure they have. Yeah.
Only one of them has told me that.
Yeah. I don't think
He's
so.
a Scorpio, so we just let it
Definitely
roll.
not.
Yeah, true. I was going to say, you're a control freak. I have a... I was looking through my list of...
Again, the green and the orange.
I was looking through... Okay, no, but real shit. Okay, so I was thinking about this the other day. Why did God only give us 2 kidneys?
Okay,
and that's if
stop.
God's real. Okay.
That's because that's all you need.
No. You know why? Because he hates us. And I'll tell you why. If I had 3 fucking kidneys right now, I would cut one off to fucking use for parlay bets. God damn it. These parlays aren't fucking hidden, man. You bet the under. Okay? No. Skylar Diggins for fantasy score. Why did you take her out when you were
giving
down?
one of these bitches up, bro. I only need 2.
Bro, why the fuck do I only have 2 kidneys, bro? Because if one falls apart, and I already gave mine up for parlays, I'm fucked, right? So I can't do it off the love of the game. But if I had 3, there ain't no way I'm going to fuck up 2. I'm going to sell one of these motherfuckers.
So you just get that one up.
Yeah.
So what's the going price for a fucking kidney right now?
50 G's.
50? What country?
So in Indonesia, it's actually like, what? Why are you laughing? Oh, how do I know this? Like, why did I look this up?
Why?
You know why I looked this up?
Why?
I need to hit a fucking parlay. That's why.
It's full. That was a topic. Why do we only have to? That's what God gave us after that woman ate the goddamn apple.
If Eve would have just bit a fucking pear, I would have 5 kidneys right now and sold 3 of them for fucking 50 G's each. You know how up I would be? Generational fucking wealth, dude.
But everybody would have 5 fucking kidneys,
Yeah,
bro.
so they wouldn't really be worth that much.
At least 5 bands. At least, at the very minimum, 5 bands. Are you fucking kidding me? I know supply and demand allows this to shit, but I'm just telling you. Hey, chill out, man. Hey, I'm just telling you right now. If I had 5 kidneys, I sell 3 of them bitches. Skylar Diggins on the over in fantasy. Skylar Diggins. Halliburton with the under because he always is flaky. And man. Brunson probably is going to try to ball out, so I'm going to bet the over on him. Yeah. But you know, Eve had to eat the fucking apple and not the fucking pear. There's pineapples.
Probably.
You don't like fucking pineapple, girl? Shit. How much more do you fucking need? The fucking apple with...
We had everything. We had the whole forest, the fucking animals. We were naming them, frolicking around and shit.
Bro.
We haven't frolicked since.
Think about this. There was no pain. Just that alone.
No.
You know how many times my balls hurt?
But you know what I think, though?
Your butthole? With your arthritis in your butthole?
Right. Maybe there was no sex either. Maybe you didn't have to worry about it. Maybe you just lay down and be like...
Dude, life was
orgasm.
Sex. Life was sex. That's all it was.
Right.
I put my 2 fingertips together like this. Bing! I orgasm, bro. In the Garden of Eden. And fucking Eve took that away from us, bro. Everyone had plasma screens from Costco. 97 inches. Bing! Touch my fingertips like this. I'm coming.
That's what we had.
Bro, I would sound like fucking Pee Wee Herman every day. Every fucking, like to touch 5 fingertips. Bro, I'd be fucking on cloud 9, self-jerking without the jerk. Just irking. Just straight irking. Fuck, man. And then Eve fucked it all up. You don't like avocados? Shit. Fucking
off the rails, as T would say.
And guess what? No, and you know what? I'm about to plant my hands. And also, it's not all on Eve. You know why?
Why?
Adam was a bitch.
He was a pussy.
He was a fucking bitch. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because at one point, I dated a felon. And I'll tell you why. Okay, this all ties in together. At one point, I dated a fucking felon in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
And her name was...
I'm not gonna
and
say.
her, what is it, inmate number was...
The only thing I'll say this, because if she ever listens, I want you to know that it's you, and I'm talking to you. That one time we were at Cookout, and your fucking weave fell off your hair. I want you to know that I'm talking about you. You're Jamaican.
God
even though you're not really Jamaican. Your fucking dad is from Jamaica. You were born here. You don't even know how to speak fucking patois. I had to learn patois and how to make jerk chicken from your fucking mom. Anyways, whatever. So this being said, right? I dated a felon, right? And she wasn't a felon by the time I met her, so don't get it fucked up. But I remember one time she was just like, do you want to maybe smoke some weed? And I was like, I can't because of my situation.
Yeah.
And she was just like, no one's going to know. And I was like, get the fuck out of my face, all right? I'm going to go get some Jets pizza. Shut the fuck up. And then I walked away from the situation. You know how much effort that took? Minimal fucking effort. It takes me more effort to get up from my fucking chair than it is to defend myself. Why didn't Adam defend? He wasn't even defending himself. He was defending the human fucking race. The fucking race of humanity.
Sad. Just fucking sad.
And all Eve had to do was like, come on, Adam.
Come on, bro. You know what happened?
What was it?
She flashed.
She flashed him?
Yeah.
They were permanently flashing,
Yeah, they were always flashing.
I know, but hey.
Bro, and then...
provocatively showed it to him, and bam! You know what we do? You know what we do?
Adam just fucking So the I think that goes into like the whole temptation of women and all this stuff. I don't believe in that, right? I believe that if you're a strong dude, you can just handle your own from any man or woman,
right?
But this being said, Adam was not a strong dude, right? Literally one rule. And then the snake was just like...
it was a serpent.
The serpent? Okay.
He had wings and shit, too.
Dude, if I see a fucking serpent with wings, I'm out of there. Are you fucking high? Dude, if I see a chicken talking, I'm like, holy shit, get the fuck... If I see a French bulldog talking, I'm gonna grab that motherfucker and throw him across the fucking United States. Are you kidding me?
I guess it was beautiful. So it probably was mesmerizing.
Yeah, like a dragon or something.
Like a dragon?
Right.
Bro... Bro, this ain't fucking Shrek, and I'm not fucking Donkey, and I'm not having sex with a fucking dragon, okay? I don't give a fuck about dragons.
What was the point
Of what?
of this story?
Like T say, off the rails, man. You guys are off the rails.
I wrote it down, and then I just lost it. But I'm very passionate about this topic. That's why.
Yeah. So passionate that you forgot.
No, okay, yeah, actually, I did not forget. That leads me back to my original point. So, are we... Oh, shit, never mind. No. Are we from incest? Because Adam only had 2 kids. That's
Yes.
what I'm saying.
Yes,
so
we are.
We are from incest?
Yes.
Then why are you pale and I'm brown? That's
Because some
Because of
people
the-
went to the Caucasus Mountain.
Yeah.
Some people went.
Like, depending on how close you are to the sun,
Right.
you know.
Okay, that's science, and that's tomfoolery. I'm talking about the Bible. And the Bible
That's
clearly...
what-
Wait,
So
what?
then the other question is
That we all went to
hey,
different parts of the world?
Right.
Oh,
So
okay, bars.
Were they married, Adam and Eve, or are we all?
No.
Or are we all bastards?
We're
I
all
think-
back...
I think they were married, right? He took a rib from the dude. That marries my ass.
No, they weren't married, dude. Now thinking about it. No, Adam and Eve were not married.
So he was just hoeing around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They were living in sin after they got. After they sinned? What about before they sinned? They had to be fucking married.
So if we're all bastards, that explains Quentin Tarantino's movie, Inglourious Bastards.
and if
Why he
she
called
came-
it?
But if she came from his rib, doesn't that therefore make her his daughter
Wow!
or part him?
That
Yeah! Yeah! That's
So
what the whole purpose
are
was. That was the
they-
marriage piece, I think.
Are they related?
Okay. The Bible
boy.
does not explicitly say that Adam and Eve had a formal wedding ceremony we think of today, but they are traditionally considered to be married in theological and symbolic sense.
Bullshit.
I call bullshit.
I call bullshit. They
So
was
listen.
hoeing around, in other words. The Bible's full of those little sultry
Okay,
stories.
but let's be. I'm gonna shoot Eve some bail. You cannot be a hoe if there's one guy. Literally, that's it. Like there's one dude in the vicinity. That's kind of like trying to be a hoe in fucking Wyoming. Like it's almost impossible. There's only one other guy. In
Oh,
town.
you know what? You're right. Our bad for slut shaming Eve.
Holy shit! I wasn't slut shaming. I was
I
defending
said
her.
our bad.
Oh.
Mine and his bad.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is your bad. All right.
We'll never do that again.
Yeah. This being
shaming
said,
Eve.
so do we all come from incest? That was
Of
the
course.
main thing.
That's where we're, yeah.
Of course. Oh, that's
Yeah,
it?
so that's
Okay.
why I don't understand why people be so fucking hateful and racist. 'cause-
It is rather and this is the power of definitely not, is that we just went from such a crazy topic to now going into the political landscape, even though we're not a political podcast.
Not a political podcast.
But yeah, I feel, did you see that video of that lady? This is crazy. Now, this is really insane. It was this video of this lady that called this kid an N-word.
Yeah.
And she's getting raised millions of dollars for...
No, fuck her.
That is insane to
That
me.
is insane.
I wish
Insane to
that
me.
I
But
would have
hey.
been there so that I could punch her in the fucking
But you know
face.
what? Hey, I mean, really? Come on, bro. Where are we at? We're in the sim world right now. We're in
Yeah.
fucking purgatory as
I
we
forgot
speak. So,
that
I mean...
our overlords are controlling
Yes,
everything
I
that we
mean,
do.
that's you know, and it's crazy too, because like, you know how it says, you know, Americans are so fucking desensitized. Yes, that we are. I mean, we see shit like that, and we see and there's people that are probably seeing it too, probably some damn, I don't even want to say it, decent people that see that shit and be like, you know what? You're goddamn right. We gotta send her some money. She's gonna lose her
And
job.
we probably know people who.
We probably do.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part about it, but
It's
Yeah.
weird, man. It's strange. It's, I mean, it was just insane because, like, okay, there was, I'll put it all together. There was this kid that got, you probably heard about this, kid that
Yeah, I
got
saw it.
stabbed at a track and field meet by this black kid. And it was a white kid that got stabbed, and it was a
Oh,
black
okay.
kid that stabbed him, right? And people were shooting at the GoFundMe and being like, hey, like sending him some money to afford bail. Now, everyone that's posting about this chick and getting and like saying this is horrible, like what is going on, like this is insane,
Right.
And everyone is trying to defend this lady is like, well, look at that situation. And
that's the defense?
that's the defense. Now what I don't understand is like that kid, as much as you may hate or presume or whatever, it's innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
That kid has not been put through any trial.
No.
It's set in stone. If he was guilty 100%, I'd be like, hey man, like come on, like what are we doing here?
I mean, if there's like video evidence of him actually doing
Yeah,
it.
like there's video evidence
Right.
of her calling this
Right,
kid.
right,
See, I like to say, yeah, you have freedom of speech, but that doesn't mean that you have, protection from the consequences of said
Right,
freedom of
right,
speech.
right.
No, and I mean, I just don't understand like what is the point of like, oh, like she's putting in she didn't apologize.
Oh, no.
Anywhere.
No,
right?
she's not going to.
She's not going to. She meant every word, and
And
not
she
only
will
that-
do it again.
I've had situations with my kid. We're at a park, and another kid will push my kid, or my kid will take something from another kid, or vice versa, whatever. You know what it's always led to? It's always led to me grabbing my kid and saying, "Don't do that," or some other dad grabbing their kid and saying, "Don't do that." We'll look at each other and we'll go, kids, and then we'll move about our fucking day.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense that this lady had to call this child, this fucking child, it's a child,
Yes.
call him the N-word, and then stand on business and say, yeah, I call him that because he acting like that. Which, by the way, I fucking
Right.
hate when any person says, if you don't act like the N-word, hard R, guess what? Like, we won't call you that. I've never, ever in my life have seen any white person or other minority call another person that isn't black
Right.
right.
Me neither. No,
if they're
no.
being hateful and stuff. Like I've
Right.
never seen a white person call another white person, hey, you're acting like a real, and
Right.
like it doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. That is a false bullshit racist statement. That is so stupid. Because
it is.
if you don't act like one, then we will, bro. You
And well, what's the definition of acting like one? I mean, because I've been called it before, and I mean, I'm like, well,
I'm just eating chips.
Right.
Yeah.
If you hear me on this podcast, I don't sound like one.
Dude, it's actually insane, man. Because like, I feel like we're just going back, and like people are like, her funds are up to $1 million.
Are you fucking kidding me?
$1 million? No, it's gone past $1 million.
That's insane.
She's gotten $1 million for her GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And the people that
Damn.
host,
That's insane.
it's not even a GoFundMe though. It's like a Christian site GoFundMe or whatever the fuck it is.
We're about to have a GoFundMe for this.
It's like it's not even a GoFundMe.
Wait, it's a Christian. Stop, bro. Please don't
Here,
tell me.
I'm
that.
I saw an interview, and I forget who it was with, like Pierce.
Oh yeah.
And
Pierce
it was
right.
this white bitch who was like, he was like, so
She's
you would
white, she's
you would call somebody the N-word, and she was like, yeah,
Wow.
I would, because she was defending this
Mm-hmm.
stupid broad who called that kid on Pierce Morgan's show, and I was like,
right. Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I mean, I think people would say that in that interview, but they wouldn't dare say it around.
Like if you were at the park
Right,
with
or
your grandkids,
No.
they wouldn't have said it.
No, never.
If that child were your grandkids,
Never in
no.
a million years. And if
It's
you did,
because-
there would have been a different fucking video.
It's because that kid didn't have an adult
It doesn't-
in sight.
Right. That's it. Because there's no fucking
No.
way.
So the Christian site is called Give Send Go. The
Give,
Christian-
send, go.
Christian GoFundMe platform.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Crowdfunding
Wow.
platform.
Yes.
Now,
Way to go, Christians.
We applaud you,
Yes.
Christians. Excellent job.
Yes.
You stay winning, Christians.
Stay fucking winning,
but
Christians.
so I was mistaken. In early May of 2025, it has garnered over 600,000.
Bro.
It's still
That's
Yeah.
close enough to
That's
$1
close
million.
to
Yeah.
a fucking million.
And the thing is that I find insane about this is that people in the news media have been like, okay, we need to talk to these people in this site. The guy that runs this shit, he went on live and was just like, hey man, we don't agree with her actions, but we believe in freedom for anyone to use our site. And it was just like, but what if this was this scenario or this, and they're just giving a bunch of, it's like, well, still, we believe that this is da-da-da-da-da-da.
Who's
The owner?
Yeah.
Yeah, here. It's the owner. Yeah. And so it was just insane to me because it was like, dude, where are we at right now?
Yeah.
Like, this is not, it's not where, okay, so the co-funded by Jacob Wells. That was the guy that was
Jake.
Jacob Wells.
and Heather Wilson.
And
Yeah.
Heather Wilson.
Yes.
Hello, I'm speaking directly to you. Both of you need to grow a pair. Have you ever tried growing a pair?
Hey, what do you mean? Those are great Christian views right
Are
there.
they sound mighty white.
Yeah. I mean,
No, yeah, they are.
Yeah, of course they are.
No, they are. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not 2 + 2 = 4, but sometimes it is, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, Jacob Wells, he made a statement. Here, I'll read the statement. You have to take a step back from the emotion of these because they are very highly emotional issues, and you land on a principle. I believe in freedom of speech, freedom of association. These are foundational tenets to the society that we live in.
Jacob Wells. Freedom of speech does not include hate speech.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
But I love how he said, you know what? No. That's not how I feel.
The emotion.
but-
Need to stop being so
Yeah.
emotional.
But if it's gonna make me $100,000, guess what? God damn it.
This is a direct response. Someone on Twitter added him. What I don't like is anti-white comments you're allowing. What I don't like is you're doing this for attention and money. This isn't free speech. This is greed off murder.
Yes.
He replies, yeah, I don't like them either. but I just like the way he started. Yeah, I don't like them either.
I don't like him either.
As a Christian, I don't like that either.
But there is this little thing called free speech that is actually
wow.
important in our country. And you should have seen the comments written on the other campaigns on GSG where white people killed black people. Disgusting. So that's the one. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that this whole thing is just very. I think we're on the cusp of something really bad. Now, I feel like every time there's a new election or something's going on, it's like, hey, we're on the cusp of something bad.
Yeah.
But for real, I really do think there's like a race riot like on the way.
Against who?
No, because if it was going to happen, it would have happened in 2020.
And I don't understand who.
I don't know.
Are they gonna go out and kill black people?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. We have guns too.
Well, yeah. I mean,
no,
I understand that. But
I think people think that for some reason that, a race war means, like, hey, they're gonna go out and they're gonna outnumber. No, fuck that. It would be terrible for something like that to happen.
Well, also, you don't. So I was
Because it would just be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's. For one thing, what principle are we standing on for this fucking shit? Number one, like, why? My motto has always been, I don't give a fuck what color you are. You do some bad shit to me, I'm gonna do some bad shit to you. Mm-hmm. That's it. I mean, and if you're good to me, I'm good to you. I don't give a fuck.
To me, I've seen like that usually with hate, right, or any type of violence towards anybody, depending on what your goal is with like terrorism or just hatred in general, it blankets everybody. It doesn't just cover one group of people.
Right,
it
definitely.
covers like a lot of. So, for example, Timothy McVeigh, he wanted to blow up the federal building as an act of war against the government, right?
Yes.
And he was mainly found, he wasn't a white supremacist, but he was like just an extreme radical against the government that kind of crossed with white supremacy sometimes. But I don't believe that he was a white supremacist.
I don't either.
Yeah, not basis off of anything that I've read, but just like hearing his motivations, it didn't sound like it sounded more like he wanted to stop overreaching government, or what he thought was an overreaching government.
Right.
When he initially did the OKC bombing, it was a very big like, this is going to spark a revolution. And it made everyone fucking just hate him because you're killing not just what your whatever your goal was of federal people, whatever his mind was. He killed a lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
He hurt a lot of people. He hurt a lot of innocent people that aren't part of the government. Not saying that killing government officials was,
a good thing.
but his goal was that.
Yep.
And to see that he covered so much hatred, but it covered so many different people, it's like, this is what's going to happen. Someone is going to act very rationally and then cover a lot of people that may be even under their own banner.
Yeah.
Maybe even covered like, hey, I'm a Christian, I'm a this, I'm a that. I just don't believe in this, and then cover that. So it's really scary.
I see what you're saying, and then it's going to be more of, it'll be something big, and then it'll spark something. Mm-hmm. Like not just, the area that was affected, it'll spark little
pockets or something.
Right.
I don't know, man. And this in times like these, what I like to do is watch the Dale Earnhardt documentary. That's what I like to do.
Praise him, praise Dale.
We got 1 hour, 24 minutes.
Oh, cool. All right. So this has, is that our final thoughts? we
Hey, I like that. Yeah. Raise hell and praise Dale.
Yeah, I remember hearing a white person say that to me the first time, and I was like, "Who's Dale?" And they were like, "You don't know who Dale Earnhardt is,
dumbass boy.
You dumbass, like you don't know who Dale Earnhardt is. They don't got a ESPN Deportes." I was like, "Damn!" I had someone actually tell me that. He was just like, "Hey, did you watch the game last night in ESPN?" I was like, "No, I didn't watch it. It was on ESPN Sport." Oh, sorry, ESPN Deportes. And I was like, that is the funniest fucking thing I've ever. He was from West Virginia.
It was quite racist too, but it was funny.
It was no, but that's the thing. If you're racist, okay, I'm not saying racism is cool, right? But racism can be funny if it's very well researched.
Yes.
I'll just like the whole. Oh, like this is a very common thing in the internet now.
What?
The smoke detector going beep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hate that fucking thing.
Wait, does it make that noise in your house?
Fuck no, bro.
He has a white wife.
I have a white wife. Them bitches, hey, that shit is changed out in the spring, motherfucker, and in the fall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Bro, I remember talking to this one guy, man, that was just like, this is back when my mom and dad, they were talking to me about like, they were possibly moving to another state or something like that. And my dad had a driver's license from back in his day when they gave it to immigrants, right? Now they got papers and they're good to go. But I remember my dad had a driver's license that was about to expire. And he was just like, yeah, I got to go back to California and renew it. Because if you had it,
right,
you were good forever.
You were good, yeah.
And then if you got stopped in like any other state, guess what? I just have mine from California. And they were like, dope. All right, you're not going to jail, right? But he had to get a license somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
Show us your, and no, I don't got it. So that was back in his day. So next thing you know, my dad would always go back to California and renew his license. And then one day, some cop stopped him, and he was Mexican.
Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, your license expired like 7 months. Like, what the fuck? And he was just like, yeah, I haven't made my way back to California. And then he was just like, why not get it renewed here? And then my dad looked at him and he was like, well, it's more convenient. As soon as he said convenient, it was like, you're undocumented and you do this in California and you renew it, right? In California? That's why?
Wow.
And then he looked at him and he was like, yeah. And he was just like, yeah, my cousin does that too. All right, get on your way. You're on your way. You're good to go, man. And I just remember that because I thought to myself, how the fuck did he know that shit?
Come on, bro.
It was immediately because he was his cousin. It was
Yeah.
I should say, sorry. The cop wasn't Mexican. The cop was white. And he was just like, one of my cousins or something is married to a Mexican.
Oh, okay.
That's how I know that.
Okay.
And we were like, yo, this is the coolest white guy ever, dude. He was cooler than Dale Earnhardt. JK, no one's cooler than Dale Earnhardt. This has been definitely not.
And this is just me reminding you that you can follow the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, bye.
Get off!